Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Ready or not, here I come. You can't
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. And if we could have you all shift your chairs just to this side, if we can, for our presentation. Let's let a couple folks get settled here. All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome. To begin tonight's unveiling event, we'd like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is situated within the traditional and treaty territory of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation, signatories of the Gunshot Treaty of 1788 and the Williams Treaties of 1923. This land is and will continue to be home of the Indigenous peoples. Let us acknowledge the mistakes and traumas of the past through authenticity and support truth and reconciliation as we move forward with kindness and respect as a community. Hello, Ajax. My name is Chris Veed. I'm the Director of Recreation Culture for the town. It is my absolute pleasure to be here with you tonight. To get started, it is my honor to welcome Grandmother Kim Wheatley, who will be starting off tonight's program with the traditional Indigenous smudge ceremony. She is Ojibwe Anishinaabe, grandmother from Shawanaga First Nation Reserve, who carries the spirit name head or leader of the fire flower, and who is Turtle Clan. She's worked for 3 decades with Indigenous and non-Indigenous communities across Canada and is committed to forging good relationships aligned with reconciliation that honor the past, connect the present, and contribute to the future. Please join me in welcoming Grandmother Kim. Elder Kim, I offer you this tobacco tie for your knowledge and wisdom here today in the event as we continue to work as a community toward reconciliation.
I accept. Anin Bojo Kinawea. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you all. Wasn't that amazing? Yeah, give them another round of applause. Where are they? I want to take those toys home. So anin bojo kinawea mijike and odem, shkudenigan wawaskonen indigenakaz, Shawanagan Dunji, Curve Lake and Dunjaba, Nishinabe Kweo, Ojibwe, Bodawatami, and Dow. I want to greet all of you that are here, all of you that are on the live stream, all of you that will come here once the park is officially opened and the tents moved away and the benches are available. But this is a pretty amazing night. And you heard who I am. And, I'm a visitor here too on this traditional treaty territory. And I give greetings to the Mississauga. I know you know them as the Mississauga, but the Mississauga are the William Treaty's signatories. And they're a sister community to me. And I come from the Georgian Bay region. So, if they came to my territory, they would acknowledge my territory and being a guest there. A welcome guest, but of course a guest. It's an honor to work with Ajax and celebrate this most auspicious moment in time and very fancy unveiling. It is absolutely gorgeous here. So I was asked to come speak a few words and open you up in a traditional manner. And so one of the things I do is I smudge. And smudging for some people is new. Some people understand what smudging is. Some people picture black marks underneath your eyes, like the football players have. Not going to do that to you today. Maybe later with the ashes from the smudge. But I'm gonna actually light sage. And this is not the kind of sage you put in your turkeys. This is white buffalo sage, and this sage helps to cleanse the atmosphere. It helps to cleanse you. It helps to balance and harmonize the body, the mind, the spirit of who you are, where you come from, your ancestors, everybody here, and everybody that'll come here afterwards. But it's also got some bonus properties. It's antimicrobial. So, on the heels of COVID, we're still wary about coming together. This helps to clean the atmosphere. It's also a healer and a protector. So it helps to protect us from negative energies and things that might, cause us to kind of feel like we're having a very heavy life walk. So I'm going to light this in honor of each and every one of you that are here today. I also want to honor those who thought so long and planned so hard for this to happen. I want to honor the land that has been disturbed to create this, because some of you may know, some of you may not know, every square inch of our great island, Turtle Island, that you call North America, is made up of the bodies of our ancestors. And with that in mind, they're buried in the earth. They all have earth blankets. And so every time we open the earth, we disturb their resting place. And even if you haven't come upon any bodies, we've been here a long time. Is the fire marshal here? Look. I'm putting it out. And so what we do is we give apology. We acknowledge that that's their place of resting. And we acknowledge all of the other things that are getting disturbed when we make places like this. And with that apology, we also offer our good hearts and our good minds in a good way. So as you listen to me here this evening, I invite you to travel from your head space down to your heart space, because I'm actually talking to the spirit of who you are, not the body of who you are, because your spirit is forever and your body is temporary. So you're an eternal being, and you're going to meet our relatives who've crossed over at some point, because most of us don't get to go past the 100 mark. And even then, we're on our journey over to the other side anyways. And for us, there's no such thing as death. It is an eternal space. We are eternal beings. And so in our ceremonies, we acknowledge them. So I want to start off with acknowledging all of your ancestors and all of my ancestors. And all of those who arrived today. We have some new relatives that arrived on the earth today. Whoops, sensitive, jeez. And we also have some friends and relatives that we may know or may not know who departed today. So I honor them as well. Now I want to bring our hearts and minds together and really think about what has been disturbed. And I want to talk about the first order of creation. And those of you who've seen me before know I always talk about this, and I will always talk about this, because our connection to the seen and the unseen matters. When we open in a good way, we remember who we are, and we remember to restore our relationships to the things that sustain life, because we've disrupted life here. but we've also embodied an opportunity for new life to come and reside here. So, as we think about all of the sands, the soils, the clays, the gravels, the rocks, the stone beings, and the mountains, we're talking about the most ancient beings on earth, the ones who came here long before us. We're talking about grandmothers and grandfathers. They're so old, that's what we call them. And they're the ones that open their arms to receive our bodies. To feel connected. And so every day you are connected to the past by placing your feet on the earth. Every time you come to this park, you will be connected because every part of this park is connected to that first order of creation. And so I acknowledge that. And I invite you to join me in giving them greetings and thanks in whatever language you speak. Oho, mi, gwech. And then I want to bring our hearts and minds together. And I want to think about the second order of creation. And the second order of creation wraps their arms around that first order of creation. That second order of creation sustains health and good life for us. It is all the grasses, the shrubs, the trees, the bushes, the hardwoods, the softwoods, the berries, the hanging fruits, and all of the medicines. Now, they feed our bodies when we're hungry. They heal our bodies when we're not feeling well. They provide protection for the elements. Had too much coffee, I think. And they also provide endless beauty for our senses. You know, on the heels of Mother's Day, belated wishes to all you moms out there, and moms to be, and moms past, and moms in the future. You know, when we think about that, and we think about that beauty and how it restores our sense of self, we're going to see that here in this park. We're going to see things bloom and thrive and survive. And so I ask on this day that you join me in encouraging our new relatives that are newly planted to feel the great love and respect that we will hold for them and continue to hold for them, and that will teach others to hold when they come into this park. And so I acknowledge them. So in whatever way or however you want to say thanks, I invite you to join me in that. And then I also want to acknowledge the third order of creation. And the third order of creation is one that you can recognize as relatives, as living beings. And this is all of the swimmers, the crawlers, the flyers, the two-leggeds, the four-leggeds, those that live up in the sky world, and those that live beneath the earth. These are our closest relatives. And for us, they're our elder brothers and sisters. They're the ones who teach us how to be a good human being. They're the ones who remind us never to take more than we need. They're the ones that encourage us to be kind to those first two orders of creation, to send them prayers, to give them thanks. They're the ones that give us companionship. They're our food source, but they are always our teachers. They're also witnesses. They watch us every day. They watch what we're doing, what we're saying, how we interact with the world that sustains us all, because the earth isn't here just for humans. It's here for many things. So post this event, should you come and visit here, it's my hope that you will think about all of these orders of creation that I've spoken about. And that when you see the birds or the squirrels or whatever is roaming through here, that you are kind to them, that you give them thanks, that you acknowledge their sacrifices, their teachings, and their encouragement for us to be good human beings. You see, the fourth order of creation is us, and we're a little bit different from them. But before I move on to that, I want to acknowledge them in a good way. Whatever may come to live here, I hope they feel welcome and that they're safe. Now, the fourth order of creation is us, the men, the women, and the children that have ever been, that are here now, and that are on their way. And of course, all of the in-betweens, because we don't have gender in our culture. We have multiple genders, so we acknowledge everybody. And as I look around this beautiful tent and outside the tent, because we're overflowing here, which is exciting, this means it's important to the community here in Ajax, I want to invite you to look at each other and embrace the great diversity of who we are. Our house is temporary, but our spirit is forever. And right now, all of our spirits are dancing. Our relatives are dancing together. We're acknowledging how amazing we are in that big human family and how great it feels to come together in all of those good ways. I feel really good coming here tonight. And I'm honored to be able to represent Indigenous voice, in our traditional treaty territories. But I'm also cognizant that I'm just one voice. But I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to see each and every one of you. And I'm happy to see that we belong, we belong like all of creation and its great diversity in our diversity. So I encourage you to tell others who are not here tonight. I encourage you to post widely on social media. I encourage you to come here and visit and be responsible when you're here, because our gift that we have that's different from the first three orders is free will. And we can choose to be a good human being or something otherwise. And this beautiful place was designed for all of us. And one of the things I love most here is this big pool of water. Water is life. And I hope you'll come and sit by this water and offer some prayers and gratitude for the life-sustaining force that connects us all. Waters above, below, and within us. We are microcosms of the macrocosm. And I give thanks for the water, for the fire, for the air, for the sky world, and for the earth herself. I give thanks for the opportunity to stand up here and speak a few good words to remind you to choose right relationship with the world around you, to choose to be a good human and see each other as equals, to gather in that circle of belonging that all humanity belongs to. And so to close up, because I see people twitching to my left, I'm trying to ignore them. But I got 15 minutes and I think I used it up already. So I'm going to close with a song. And this is the universal language. And I'm going to invite you during this song not only to stand, but to send some prayers out to all of creation. I gave you a nudge about what exists in creation. In whatever language you speak, in whatever way you communicate, it might be thoughts, it might be whispers, it might be joining in the song, it might be just emoting some really good energy. I invite you to place that and seed it here. We want to root this place as a safe and beautiful place to gather, to relax, to perhaps have chats, to debrief, to decompress, whatever it is that you need to do in green spaces. Know that this is a welcoming space for each and every one of you. And after I finish the song, I'm going to get off the stage without the hook, and I'm going to go smudge the sign down, and I'm also going to go to the water, and I'm going to offer a private little song there and a little bit of tobacco, because tobacco is the way that we acknowledge that we've tried to do things in a good way with a good heart and a good mind. So as I sing this song, I'm going to invite you to stand. And I'm going to invite you to offer some prayers. We're deeply spiritual, not religious. But it is important for us that we come together, because prayers get magnified the more people who, intentionally send that good energy out together. So this is your time to send some energy out to this beautiful sacred space and join in the beautiful celebrations that are planned for you here today. Ooh, my drum's flat. It's wet outside. Miigwech, miigwech, miigwech. Miigwech, everybody, for listening. Miigwech to the Town of Ajax. Miigwech to all the planners. Miigwech to each and every one of you for making time for this. I wish you peace of mind, good long life, and good health always, in all ways. Aho, miigwech.
Thank you, Elder Kim. We are honored that you could be here with us tonight. I'd now like to invite Ajax Mayor Sean Collier to the podium to bring greetings on behalf of Ajax Council.
Thanks so much, Chris, and thanks, Kim, wherever you went, you're out there. She's always such a hard act to follow, and they always put me right after her. It's just not very nice. But thank you so much. Always so great to have you here in Ajax. And good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us all here at Pat Bailey Square. I want to start out by acknowledging some of my members of council who are here. I think we have our full complement. I'll just go by ward because you've moved around. I'm not sure where you all are, but I know Ward 1, we have local council Rob Tyler Moore and then regional council Marilyn Crawford. For Ward 2, Councillor Nancy Henry and regional councillor Sterling Lee. And Ward 3, local councillor Lisa Bauer and regional councillor Joanne Dyes. Thank you so much for coming and supporting this very great project. We also have too many staff to name. I'll just name a few of the top ones that are here. CAO Shane Baker is here. I don't know where he went, but I saw him. He's at the back. We have a few of our directors, Director Christy McClarty, of course, Director Chris Vita, and Director Sarah Vasler from the library is here also. I apologize if I missed anybody. And so many numerous staff from our recreation department and from our operations department, again, who set all of this up and did all the preparation, and all of our great people from the CAO's office with all the organization. You always do such a great job, and thank you so much. If I missed anybody, my apologies. From our federal provincial offices, we have our local MPP, Patrice Barnes. Thank you so much for coming, Patrice. Unfortunately, MP Mark Holland is unable to make it. He did send his regrets, but we do have a representative here somewhere from his office. There you are. Thank you so much for coming. So glad you could join us to celebrate the installation of our new Ajax sign. Thanks to all the town staff who made this happen, and our partners at the federal government who invested in Ajax through the Tourism Relief Fund, helping us put Ajax front and center. I'll go off script for a second and just speak to the importance of working with our upper levels of government. This is a way that we can leverage our local tax dollars and bring great things to our town to encourage tourism and so many other things. So a very special thanks to the Federal Relief Fund, the Tourism Relief Fund. Our council is so passionate about attracting people from all walks of life to our core. In the years to come, we expect even more investment in this area. And while this sign is a milestone in downtown Ajax's story, it's just the beginning. Pat Bailey Square is fast becoming the go-to place in Durham for families and individuals, whether you're attending a Summer in the Square performance, picnicking by our beautiful reflecting pond, or out for a winter skate. The possibilities here at Pat Bailey Square are endless. I'm incredibly proud of our town, and I know this sign will encourage people to visit our downtown and show their Ajax pride by sharing their photos and memories made right here. I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot of those memories. Thank you so much, everybody, for attending tonight.
Thank you, Mayor Collier. I'd like to welcome Tarani Ramasaran, representing Mark Holland, Member of Parliament for Ajax, Minister of Health for Canada, to bring greetings from the Government of Canada.
I'm just going to hold the mic. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I bring greetings on behalf of the Minister responsible for Federal Economic Development Agency for Southern Ontario, Minister Philomeno Tassi. Tourism plays a vital role in attracting domestic and international travelers to Southern Ontario, which stimulates job creation and economic growth in our communities. The Government of Canada, through FedDev Ontario, is pleased to have supported the Town of Ajax with an investment of over $300,000 to develop several initiatives to attract visitors. This includes the creation of the Ajax Signature 3D sign being celebrated today. To all involved in this project, congratulations. I know this new sign is just the first step in a very bright future for the tourism industry in the town of Ajax. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We truly appreciate the support of the Government of Canada to help make this installation a reality. I'd like to now welcome Member of Provincial Parliament Patrice Barnes to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. It's exciting to be here today. I know I want to congratulate all the staff for the idea that came forward and the team that put forward the sign together. I just was listening to the stories of how they took the idea and actually made it the sign we see today. When we talked about the size, I didn't quite get the magnitude of the size, but it's amazing. The ability for Ajaxians to come down and climb on and take pictures and share and create memories is fantastic. So I just want to congratulate the town of Ajax and all the staff, and I want to thank the team that have brought it to fruition.
Thank you, MPP Barnes, for joining us here tonight. So as I think you can see, our Ajax signature sign is quite unique to both Durham region and our surrounding area. For only 4 letters, the sign size is quite impressive. It's measuring in at approximately 41 feet long by 8 feet tall. The letters are hollow, which allow for an unobstructed view, as you can see, of Pat Bailey Square, including the fountain in the summertime and the skating rink in the winter. It also allows for the public to interact with the letters in a lot of unique ways. Each letter is illuminated, as you can see, and has color-changing capabilities on both the interior and the outline of the letter. The illuminated base of the sign is a custom design, and if you take a look a little later, if you go close up, you can see the etchings of leaves and waves to pay homage to the town's natural landscape. And a very special feature, and one that we have not seen in any signs around the area, or anywhere for that matter, is the ability for the sign to connect into the square sound system and allowing the lighting to pulse to the beat of music during concerts or events here at Pat Bailey Square. A project of this size and scope doesn't just come together without the contributions from both our staff and our partners. There are a number of moving parts here, as I'm sure you can imagine, elements that have needed various skill sets and expertise to help move the project along. So I'd like to take the opportunity to thank a few staff members for their part in this project. And a big thank you goes out to the following. First, I want to thank our Mayor Collier and our council for their support for this project. I remember Mayor Collier specifically making comments at our council meeting when we brought this project forward, recognizing the importance to the community. So thank you very much for the support. Our corporate services team, Chris Walker, Charlene English, and their team in technology and innovation. Our public and strategic affairs team, Cassandra Cruciano, Liam Nichols, Devin Jarvis and Stephanie Seroff. Operations and Environmental Services, Andrew Jackson, Ryan Klumpus, Robin Williams, Sean Walker, and the rest of our roads team. From Recreation and Culture, my department, Rob Carpenter, Adam McDermott and all his satellite facilities team, our AV team, Franco, Stephen, Jana, and our events team, Amanda Powers and Poonam Swift, for helping coordinate tonight's event and unveiling. And of course, a big thank you to the Ajax Signature Signs development and creation team of Fast Signs Ajax, Gregory Signs, Steel Art Signs, the Allenson Group, Mitchell Electric, and Signature Engineering. There are 2 more individuals I want to thank specifically for their contributions here. Firstly, Mr. Bajan Kamarison from Fast Signs Ajax for truly sharing the vision that we at the town had for these letters. Anyone who knows me that knows I'm a detail guy. I like to get into the details of how things work. With my first meeting with Bajan, I had a number of questions for him around safety, the function of the sign. Not only had Bajan already thought of and addressed anything that I was asking, but he started identifying all kinds of other features and other things that we hadn't even thought of at the time. It became very clear to me that he shared the town's vision and that he was fully invested on seeing this project succeed. So Bajan is going to come up here shortly and speak, but before I call him up, I need to thank also Mr. Robert Gruber, our Manager of Culture and Events. who's overseen this project in full from start to finish. And what you're seeing here today is truly a product of Robert's vision. When we initially met to talk about these letters, I'll admit I had a bit of trouble seeing what Robert was seeing here. He said, you know, you want them to be how big, and they're going to light up exactly how, and they're hollow, and you can see through. Like, I'll admit, I really wasn't sure quite what he was seeing at the time. But one thing I've learned over the years working with artists and musicians, anytime that an artist is in their creative moment, the best thing you can do is just get out of their way and let them see their vision through. And while I might not have seen exactly what Robert was seeing, what I could see was the passion and commitment that Robert had. And what you're seeing here today has come to fruition as a result of that vision. So Robert, Bobby G, on behalf of the town, our sincere thank you. And on that note, it's my pleasure to welcome Bajan from Fast Signs Ajax, along with representatives from all of our project partners, to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much, Chris. That was some very kind words. Much appreciated. A big success of this project was the project team that we put together. I know Chris went through and talked about all the companies involved, but I personally want to thank them and acknowledge them. So we'll start off first with the engineer, structural engineer, Chris Sharp. He was responsible for all the engineering. Allenson Group, which is probably the star of the sign right here, all the lighting components, they supplied all that. Allenson International. Mitchell Electric, represented here by Pat. They were all responsible for the final electrical hookup. And probably the hardest work, the fabrication, was all done by Boris here at Gregory Signs. So I thank you, Boris. And then for ourselves, Fast Signs, we were responsible for the original design concept and the whole project management. So thank you to our Fast Signs team. We've got Alensi, Paige, my brother Nikhil Kumarasan, mom, dad, all involved in this whole Fast Signs team. What makes this project special for us is we're a family-run business, and we call Ajax home. Myself and my brother, we grew up here in Ajax, and myself personally, I remember walking these fields when they were just empty from Ajax High to the community center. And now to see this, this area developed into this beautiful square and be part of this sign, it's nice to know that we've been part of the growth of this community. So thank you again to the town on behalf of Fast Signs Ajax and all the team members for giving us the ability to showcase our ability. So thank you. I hope everyone enjoys the sign. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bajan, and the whole team. So we've come to the end of our program tonight. Oh. My apologies. I was missing one thing on my script. Ray Morris from Allenson to say a few words, please. Sorry about that.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ray Morris. I'm the president of Allenson, which is a Canadian company, and we are approaching our 100-year anniversary real soon. We are the company that have supplied the lighting system and all the programming for the signage that you see here today. I would like to thank the town and the channel partners for the opportunity to participate in this project. I'd also like to congratulate the town and its community on its new centerpiece. I believe the centerpiece will be a beacon for the community and will serve as a gathering point for the community for now and for years to come. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Ray. All right, I think now we've come to the finish of our program tonight. So if you would like to please join us inside of Pat Bailey Square, just behind where I'm standing here for some refreshments and to network. I'll ask Mayor Collier and Council to gather at the sign if they haven't done so already for a quick photo, and once they've finished up, feel free to take your photos with the signs as well. Thank you all for coming and hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you.